Welcome back to the Delete Laws channel, where the goal here is to delete all unjust laws, because if a law is unjust, a man is not only right to disobey it, he is obligated to do so. And that's what we're going to do. And this right here is Clark County Judge Ann E. Zimmerman. I do not know how she can sleep at night. I was watching Clark County Judge Ann E. Zimmerman. I do not know how she can sleep. Man, is that how it started? Wow, there's a big lag time there. This is Clark County Judge Ann E. Zimmerman. I don't know how she can sleep at night knowing that at least one man, and you know there are many more, at least one man is in jail who shouldn't be. Thank you for being here, for joining Delete Laws. We will be hearing, hopefully, we will be hearing from Chille shortly. There's like a 15-20 minute time frame. So he's either going to call, around 4:05, something like that. Maybe sooner, maybe a little later. But we have some things to talk about, and I just want to thank Alan Hubbs for being here. Drophead 74's here. Lee, I agree. Free Chille. Joy says that the judge knew she did evil, left the court rather quickly with her head down. I noticed that. Sacramento Lynn says, what's the chances the judge listening aren't judges, ex-bar attorney, British accredited registry? That's what they were there for. Good Time says, we don't stop. Thank you for joining. You know what I want to do? I should have a 5x5 today. And I found out what the problem was yesterday. Apparently, I shouldn't have been streaming on Firefox. I should have been streaming on Chrome, and there was no switch to turn on audio. So what I wanted to do was, just before Chille calls, I wanted to go over the video evidence of his innocence. And thank God we have video evidence. How many people, people are getting screwed over and are going to jail with video evidence. Imagine how many more people went to jail without video evidence back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, when people weren't whipping out their cameras like they do right now. Always record the police. What I would suggest is, if you can afford it, invest in a 360 camera. Do I have a 360? Yeah, let me show you something. These cameras are fine. It'd be good to have multiple camera angles, but if you have a 360 camera and it gets thrown down to the ground, you are going to at least be able to record in 180 degrees, and it will pick up everything, guys. And the beauty about these cameras is, most people aren't aware of what these things actually are. So they could just be sitting there recording, and people forget that they're recording. But they don't forget about you holding a camera. They'll always know that they're on camera. Sometimes they'll forget about a body camera. But this right here, you could just have it. You could just lay it on your dashboard in your car. It's going to record everything that this eye right here can see. See that right there? Always record the police. This right here so happens to be an Insta360 1X2. They got better things right now. I think the battery life on this is... it's an hour or two if you don't have the LED screen on, I think. I'm not sure. And you can mount this thing anywhere. You can put it on your tripod. You can put it way, look at this. You can put it way up in the air and get like a bird's eye view. So if you're supposed to stand 25 feet back or whatever, you can get a bunch of these selfie sticks. And this is a pretty sturdy one, and just kind of like lean it over 10 feet in, and it looks like a drone going overhead. Always record the police. And it'd be great to do it with the 360 camera. Like, sometimes they'll go after your camera and the camera falls on the ground, or they'll put the camera on the hood of their cars. If it's a 360 camera and it's face down, you're recording 180 degrees in all directions at all times. And this one has really good audio. I'm not trying to sell this. You can get this, and nobody's going to get any credit for it, but Amazon or whatever. I've got an Amazon link under my videos on my channel, but my point is not to sell anything. My point is to tell you, cover your arse. Always be recording. And this right here, it's got a little mode where you just click one button. You don't have to fumble around with anything. Just click one button and it's recording. It's got this little red light on both sides. You could duct tape those off, and then nobody will suspect it's recording. And if they do know it's recording, they'll forget about it pretty quick. So the long and the short of it is, always record the police. It's basically your insurance policy. It's your portable courtroom. It's your portable judge. Let people see what the truth is, because the cops are going to lie to you. Why? Because they're trained to lie. That's the profession they're in. They're trained to engage in deceptive practices to get you to talk to them so they can use your words against you, so they can drag you through the court system and make the state a bunch of money. This is about, when you see a cop, just think of a revenue generating agent. That's what they are, especially if it's a state trooper. All they're there for is to enforce traffic code. And what is traffic code for? Traffic code is there so that they can they can have a legal justification to step on all your constitutional rights. Under traffic law, if you're pulled over, you've lost everything. Everything. If you don't have the right to freely travel, you got no rights. No rights at all in the land of the free, home of the brave. And if you're under the traffic code ordinances in the corporation that governs the DMV and all that kind of stuff by having a driver's license, you and I are nothing more and nothing less than slaves, servants of the political and law enforcement class. And we got to somehow get ourselves out of that. So always record the police. It'd be best if you could do it in 360 real time, full surround sound audio, so you can show the people that you're innocent and the cop is guilty. You didn't commit a crime, and they're going to try to put you away for what? And then you have to impress upon the people that, hey, this didn't just happen to me. I'm not just in prison. I didn't just get economically terrorized. Not just me. Oh, yeah, I did, but it wasn't just me. It was, by extension, all of you guys who it'll one day happen to. If we don't stand up to tyranny, then tyranny metastasizes like a cancer. So before Chille calls, I hope I didn't mess my phone up. Let's see. Let me make sure I got my volume up. All right, volume's up. All right, before we go over this, let's refresh our memories on why why not, why he shouldn't be in jail. Here's the video evidence right here.
When you asked the defendant to back up, did he follow your order?
No, he did not.
Okay.
I gave him 3 additional warnings to back up.
Okay. And did he obey those orders?
Look at that. Look at that. You are going to hear Officer Bork. Officer Bork is going to lie on camera. He's going to lie on camera and on the stand. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Overcoming Narcissism. Thank you, Dan Howard, for becoming a new member. I appreciate that, guys. So what you have here is video evidence of the lie. So you got Officer Bork up here in the left-hand corner saying, no, he did not obey my command to step back. First of all, Chille was under no obligation to step back because it wasn't a lawful order. It wasn't a lawful order because there's no law that says you got to step back. There's no 21-foot rule. And if there is no law codified and a lawful order is supposed to be based on a law, then there was no law broken. And that's the whole thing right here. They're saying Chille broke a law. He made the officer feel unsafe. He didn't follow his commands like he should have. Yes, he did. No, he didn't have to. And all this falls under freedom of the press and freedom of speech. So when they're all you trolls out there, all you anti-auditing trolls, when you're applauding Chille's imprisonment, you're applauding your future imprisonment. You're saying rights don't matter. Thank you, Stomper. All right, so here we go. Here's video evidence. So just to start this thing again, here's video evidence of Chille's innocence.
When you asked the defendant to back up, did he follow your order?
No, he did not.
Okay.
I gave him 3 additional warnings to back up.
Okay. And did he obey those orders?
No, he did not.
Now, where's Michael Me? Where's Michael Me? Where is he? I got a Michael Me thing over here. I'm sorry, Chille. I got to get on to this guy. Where's this guy jumping up and down on his desk saying, I object, Your Honor. I object. Video evidence shows after he just lied 3 times to your face, Your Honor, this officer should be dismissed and this whole court case should be dismissed because he lied. Here's the video evidence. My client is innocent. We shouldn't hear one more second of this officer Bork's testimony, but he didn't do it. And I'm extremely disappointed and slightly agitated and super infuriated that an innocent guy that you represented, Michael, is sitting in prison. And I think you should do the right thing. I think you should give all $5,000 back. Well, that's not the way it works. Well, that's the way it should. You should not be sleeping peacefully in your bed knowing that Chille's in jail because you dropped the ball. Should not be. So I got a serious problem with this guy right here. And look at this. He's got a biography and he's got, let's see. There's somewhere. Yeah, look at this. Look at all these people giving recommendations. Look at this. Look at this nonsense. Solid counsel. Michael was able to help me during a time of need and bring about positive results. Would recommend. Well, I got a problem with that. I don't believe it because all Michael needed. I mean, this is an attorney's dream. Okay, do you have evidence that you're innocent? Well, absolutely I do. Here it is. Oh, that's ironclad. There ain't no way we can lose that. And yet he didn't capitalize on that. And then Bork brought the cherry and put it on the top in the courtroom by lying about it 3 times. Said he did not back up. He did not back up. He did not back up. Then he backpedaled and he said, well, I didn't say 0 feet. And then he said he didn't back up again. You can't trust this guy's testimony. Matter of fact, put Bork on the Brady list and fire this guy and put him in prison because there's a guy in prison because of his testimony. And by the way, while you're at it, go ahead and log Zimmerman up too. She committed a crime. What's the crime? She put an innocent guy in jail. She utilized the court system and exercised her supreme power over a man who was helpless to work against the system. And even his own attorney couldn't help him or didn't help him. Seemed like he was incapable. I don't see any. Look at this. Mr. Me is one of the best attorneys I've ever known. Then you probably don't know any attorneys because I've seen good attorneys and he doesn't even come close. Sorry, not sorry, Mike. Sorry, not sorry. And I'm not saying Chille did not tell me to say this, and he probably wouldn't want me to say this. I don't know. I'm speaking my heart here. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I've worked with many attorneys in Las Vegas, and I can honestly say that Mike is the best. He's attentive, encouraging, and one of the smartest people I've ever met. He didn't even make eye contact with Zimmerman while he was making his case for Chille. You need to look tyranny in the eye. You need to look it in the face and go, this guy lied 3 freaking times. We got video evidence that Chille obeyed the commands when he didn't have to. He stood on his First Amendment right. You guys got your feelings hurt. This guy needs to walk free, and there's really no reason for us to be in this courtroom today. You bunch of bozos. What is this, a clown show or a courtroom? Michael is very smart and seems to be very well versed in the law. I recommend him. Well, he doesn't know the First Amendment. And he has no ability to go to bat for somebody who's got video evidence. I'm sick of this guy. I'm sick of this. Let's get back to this right here.
I don't really want to be part of your YouTube channel.
So you already are.
Great.
You already are. He's a pig.
Excuse me?
I said he's a pig.
Okay. So I'm not going to permit you to speak to anybody in my courtroom in that manner. He wants this.
I do not permit anyone to speak to anyone in my courtroom in that matter. This is the people's courtroom.
Wants to get arrested. He wants to get into an altercation with police officers. He welcomes this. This helps his YouTube channel.
Yeah, he wants to go to jail. He wants to be locked up. Yeah. Being locked up and being away from his YouTube channel helps his YouTube channel. Yeah, sure it does. Staring at a tyrant. Okay, so here's Chille. Here's Chille right here. Perfect timing.
An incarcerated individual at Clark County Detention Center, Las Vegas, Nevada. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, press 2. If you thank you for using Securus, you may start the conversation now.
All right, Chille, we're live, man. Hold on a second. Let me set up my microphone so we can hear you. Okay, go ahead, Chille.
Hey everybody, how's everybody doing out there in the free world? What's going on out there in the land of the unfree America? I guess I'm kind of the embodiment of that right now, aren't I? So thanks, Brian, for setting this up. And before we get going, I wanted to give a deep and warm thanks to my friend Brian, who, without him, I wouldn't have a voice and I wouldn't have an outlet. And he's done such an amazing job of fundraising, and y'all have put in your hard-earned money, and I just want to say thank you, and I won't stop. And I want to say thank you to Brian specifically for doing what he's done. And there's so many other people who have been helping me behind the scenes that I'm not going to say their names out loud, but thank you to all of you. And I wish I could call each and every one of you. I wish I could pick up the phone, say, hey, thank you so much for supporting me and staying with me, because this is literally the hardest thing that I've ever been through. The dungeon system here in Nevada is the place that I'm at is a minimum security prison, a minimum security dungeon where I've kind of laid it out in a couple of videos on and talking with the editor, and it's just this big room where there's just beds. And not so much that the guards are mean, it's just kind of like a schoolyard bully who will, tell you to shut up, and you have to shut up. If you don't shut up, you will be sent over to your bunk, which is a metal sheet, and then there's like a 1-inch thin, it's such a tattered, you call a mattress, but it's not a mattress. I wrote about it. I'll have an ebook coming out when I get out of here because there's just so much information to share. But then you have to go to your bunk and lay on this sheet of metal, and you have to stay there. I have to stay on the sheet of metal at least 18 hours a day. There's a registered or scheduled 8 hours of free time every day, which would include sitting on a cafeteria table or taking a shower or going out into this they call a rec yard. But I stay on my bed. I stay on my bed 22, 23 hours a day. I only leave that bed to take a shower and brush my teeth and eat the slop that they serve. And it's pig slop. It's the lowest form of food you could possibly put into a human being. It literally, they give you bologna, a little slab of bologna some days, and then in the morning they'll give you you wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, you're done with breakfast by 4 at the latest, but the breakfast is late. Breakfast consists of a glob of peanut butter, cornflakes, and a packet of jelly and 2 pieces of white bread. And as you know, I had to get my blood pressure down, so I don't eat that white bread and I don't eat that jelly. So I just blob of peanut butter and I don't eat those flakes. And I would recommend anybody else that their flakes are just garbage. So then after that, you got to go back to your bunk and you stay there until 8 o'clock in the morning. And then from 8 till 9 or 10 or 11, depending on if you get locked down or not, locked down again, you have to go back to your bunk and you have to sit on the bunk. And then 8 to 11, you'll have free time, and then they'll serve lunch at about 11. Then you're locked down again from 11 till noon, or I think it's 10 a.m. we have lunch, and then you're locked down from 10 o'clock until noon, and then you're free from noon until 3 o'clock, which is how I was able to make this phone call now. And now, at any time, you can get in trouble and get locked down. Now, it consists of anything, just absolutely anything. For example, there's 4 aisles here. If you walk down an aisle that your bunk is not on, you'll be locked down for 24 hours. That's where you cannot leave your bunk for 24 hours. And then there's a lot of personalities in here. So someone might say you're looking at them. It's the most ridiculous. So then you're free till 3, or supposed to be free. I can be on the phone, the cafeteria table, or on my bunk. That's free time, or in the shower. And so then I'll be locked down again in exactly 1 hour, if not sooner. And then I'll be back on my bunk from 3 until 7 o'clock. So dinner at 7 o'clock, and then you're free again from 8 p.m. until 11 p.m. or 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. That's what my days are like. That's kind of what I'm living day in and day out. So for the past 3 or 4 days, I've just been downloading to the editor how I think and what I think, and just sharing with you guys my thought processes and how I see the world and how I see the world. And now more than ever. These petty squabbles between people who are on the side of transparency and liberty, they must be squashed. We must unite at some way, some level. Egos have to drop and friendships and alliances must be formed, or we will be divided, conquered. And I will be appealing this obstruction conviction and the resisting conviction, because if I don't, the next time they arrest me, then they'll try to put me in jail for a very long time. I have an appeals hearing on Monday morning in Las Vegas, and I know that I mentioned last time that maybe some of you guys should come. I think that this time we should pack that courtroom. I have free Chille t-shirts up on the website in the next 2 moments, but really they may not be done in time to wear them to the hearing. So you could just get a t-shirt from Walmart for $3 and write free Chille on it and come to the hearing. If you're in the Las Vegas, Nevada area, if you're in Southern California, you can make the drive, then I'm asking you to come. Because we have to show the judge that I'm not just a leader online, I'm a leader in real life. And a leader in real life has people show up. They just show up. We need to pack that courtroom full of people that all are united with the same message that the tyrannical sentencing and the wrongful arrest should not go unnoticed by real people who show up. They know, free him. And I'm going to keep it together during this talk because I have to. But I have not been dishonest. I have cried 1,000 tears. I have spent many days and nights awake, just sitting there with my eyes open, thinking about how this kind of tyranny, how this kind of injustice could happen to me, and what my responsibility in it is. And I've already owned that. And I'm live and I'm talking to so many of you now. I'll own it again. I have told you all, I have lectured you all, that when you go to court, you have to sit up straight, yes sir, no sir, yes your honor, no your honor. And I did not do that. So I take full responsibility for my flight, for my disregard of what the system is. You know, you shouldn't have to do those things, but you do. And because I didn't do them, and I gave that, the wife of the cop, the judge, her last name, Zimmerman, is exactly that of her ex-husband, Lieutenant Zimmerman from Las Vegas Metro Police Department. So she is the wife of a cop, meaning that while we on this team, DLZ, despise cops or strongly dislike them or don't respect them, she sleeps with them and marries them. And she has wedding parties with hundreds of cops, and she thinks these are the greatest guys in the world. So when I acted...
This call is being terminated by the facility.
Oh boy, that's not good. That wasn't good. I've had 5 or 6 conversations with Chille since he's been in, and it never terminates like that. It always says you have a minute left. So that wasn't good. Oh, it's because he was talking about Zimmerman. Oh man, I wonder if he'll get in trouble for that. What I was showing you here in the background, this is the inside of the Clark County Detention Facility. There was also this one that's got 19 million views. It's top 5 moments from Clark County Jail. It's kind of weird because it seems like a reality show type deal, but you can kind of see the bunk set up. I don't like these reality shows. It's like when there's a camera present, nobody's going to be acting. Oops. Nobody's going to be acting natural or normal. Yeah, they did not like that at all. I totally agree. Has anybody ever been to the Clark County Correctional Facility? I need to actually be careful what I play here because there was this fight at the Clark County Detention Center. But you can kind of see the setup. Let's see. It had a wide angle shot right here. Yeah, that's kind of what part of the mess hall looks like. Wow, I wonder if he's going to get in trouble for what he said about SEK. Thank you for that. Oh, SEK Rudolph. I appreciate it. Oh man. I don't know. I was trying to listen to what he was saying, and I was also trying to scan the comments, so I kind of missed some of that. But if there was anything derogatory against a judge, and he did say her name, so there's probably some kind of algorithm that they have connected to the phone lines that shut him down on that. God, that makes me cringe because I'm thinking, okay, what kind of punishment can there be? I'm not familiar with this. Can there be extra punishment that can be given to an inmate for saying something over the phone? Maybe he loses his phone privileges or something. I don't know. Anybody know? But in five or six conversations that I've had with Chille, it always says you have 1 minute remaining for this call, and it gives you a 1 minute warning. Never does it terminate. It hasn't terminated like that. And married a cop? Question mark. Super cozy over here. You know, when you use social media, you got to be super careful about what you say and make sure that it can't be construed as making a threat. And you don't want to make a threat anyway. Thanks a lot, Jay. I appreciate it. Yes, he will have no phone for a bit. Yeah, gosh. See, that kind of sucks because we need to find out when this appeal is going to go through. And we're not going to get the inside on it if he can only communicate, unless somebody's communicating directly with his appeals lawyer, which I need some information on that so that I can do some research and find out if I can get a hold of the guy so I can get some updates through him. Because if Chille loses his phone privileges on this, we're not going to get any updates on that end. You should go see him and set up a code for certain words. That'd be a good idea. I'm sure they're on to that kind of stuff, like file in the cake kind of thing. I'm sure they're on to that kind of stuff. There's probably stuff that's recorded. People are getting pretty savvy to this AI stuff. The AI may record the voices and then generate some kind of algorithm, automatically generate an algorithm that deciphers word orders and word choices and capital letters and all that kind of stuff. And they could probably read your messages pretty easily, unless you can speak Navajo or something. And even then, AI's getting pretty crazy. Apparently our rights don't matter in court these days. Yeah, apparently free speech doesn't matter. Free speech doesn't matter. I don't think he's going to be calling back, guys. I don't think he's going to be calling back. What jail is he in? He is in the Clark County Correctional Facility. That's what I was showing when he was talking. I was giving you these this is right here. Clark County Detention Center is where he is right now. Hopefully he can get out in the next couple days. We should send him thousands of letters, somebody said. Yeah, they listen to everything. They tell you before the call goes. They're like, everything that you say is being recorded. Are you sure you want to accept this? Yeah, okay, I will. High profile case, they probably had a human listening. No free speech from jail. There could have been a human listening. And then if the human was listening and he didn't cut off the phone, then he would get in trouble and possibly get, write up in his file. So who knows? He didn't threaten the judge. Chille has a target on his back by law enforcement pigs. No. I'm not saying that he threatened anybody. If I said that, I apologize. I don't realize I didn't realize I said that. If I said that, I'm just saying he said the Z word. He said Zimmerman. He said Ann Zimmerman, the judge married to a cop. So they probably don't want you talking about. There's probably keywords that they put into phone calls that automatically disables the phone call, or they tell the human that's listening, hey, if they mention anything about the judge, the prosecuting attorney, or whatever, terminate the call ASAP. I'm just guessing, man. I'm spitballing. I don't know about any of this stuff. This is all new to me. They do listen to the phone calls, says, wow, that's going fast, says Scott. All right. That's pretty much all I had. I'm going to keep this as a self-contained, less than 30-minute video so that people can listen to what Chille had to say. I doubt you guys want to hear me jabber my jaws and flap my gums. I appreciate you guys. Remember, if you want to, let's see if I got this. Do I have the link? Yeah. If you want to support Chille, there's the link. I just put it in there under delete laws. And if you want to support him, because he is going to need some support, and also whatever money is not used by Chille, Chille is going to use for Hendry or Flex Your Freedoms or Press with Rancor or anybody who needs help that has a case that video evidence shows they're innocent for. Okay. So just know if we go over the amount, and where are we at now? Let me just refresh this page real quick. 610, 18,610. And this one's got 13,028. It's got 13,138. So we're at about, what are we at? About $32,000. Anything that goes over what Chille needs, Chille is going to use for other people who need help. So I saw people going, yeah, well, Chille's going to ask for $100,000 pretty soon. Hey, ask for $1 million. Have people support with 2 million, 10 million. Let's get a slush fund to combat tyranny until we can figure out, hey, how do we get ourselves in a situation where we're not a dog chasing our tail and throwing all this money into the court system and legal fees and all that kind of stuff? How can we detach ourselves from the system? In the meantime, money talks, and money is a great way to get somebody out of jail so they can actually work on their case and, find a good lawyer. So there's the link again. And it doesn't matter which one you give to, they're both going to go, pretty much to the same place. There's this lawyers fund for activists, and there's this fundraiser specifically for Chille. And, whatever Chille doesn't use definitely is going to go to other people. And I will be talking to Hendry, if not tonight, I'll be talking to him tomorrow about his experience and what we can do to help him. Flex Your Freedoms should be getting out of jail in about 8 or 9 days. I can't remember exactly. No, he went in on Monday. So today is what, Tuesday? God, I lose track. Today's Wednesday. Holy cow. So Flex Your Freedoms has been in jail for 3 days, which means he has 7 more days left. I'll be talking with Flex when he gets out. I'll be talking to Hendry today or tomorrow. So stay tuned on my channel. Here's the deal. And, whatever support you can give to these people in whatever way, whether it's going to their YouTube channel and binge watching some of their videos so that we can keep their views up so that their channel doesn't die while they're in jail. Erica, Hendry's girlfriend, is somebody who needs help. And, these people are in jail for committing no crime. They're in jail because they dared to stand on their God-given, unalienable, constitutional Bill of Rights. And the tyrants didn't recognize those rights. The tyrants go, you know what? Yeah, stand on your right, whatever. You made the cop scared, okay? Officer safety trumps individual rights. We're putting you into jail. That's what this all boils down to. It's the good old boys club. You and I ain't in it. The link's in the chat room again. Thank you, Stomper. Here's to delete laws. Here's the delete laws instead of here's the deal. Let me make sure I give everybody a shout out. Okay, Stomper, John. Okay, Stomper, John 146, Jay, Rudolph, Drophead, Mr. English, Danielle, First Amendment policy protection. Hey, what's up, man? What's up? First Amendment policy, First Amendment protection. Why don't I just cut my tongue? First Amendment Protection Agency. Thanks. Says, tell them if First Amendment Protection Agency says we support you and we look forward to your freedom being reinstated. Amen, man. Amen. SW Observer, Stomper again, Dan Howard, Overcoming Narcissism, and Steve Randall. Thank you all for contributing to the cause of freedom. Guys, remember the price of freedom is now and will always be eternal vigilance. And indifference to this notion is the means by which the people have and will secure their own oppression. Freedom is dangerous, but the only thing more dangerous is not having freedom. And if we don't fight tyranny, that's the dystopian world we're headed toward. I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for stopping by.